your baseball philosophy? What gets you so far, so quick?
What's gotten me so far so
Yeah.
quick? I think a lot of trust in my abilities. I think just playing the game, not worrying about who am I playing against, how old guys are I'm playing against, the quality of baseball. I just go out there and play the game I've always played. I think that as I get older and as I mature more as a person, as a baseball player, that that side of my birth certificate and how old I am and who am I playing against doesn't really matter. It's always a game I've always played, and I'm just gonna go out there and play as hard as I can, and hopefully things work out.
Now, I know you don't have a lot of experience in the minor leagues, but first round draft picks, sometimes they make it the big leagues, but a lot of times they get passed up by guys drafted in the 50th round.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think that has a lot to do with playing against the caliber of players that you grow up with. You play against guys that you play in high school and you're great in high school. And then when you get to pro ball, it's a different story. When I got to pro ball, I kind of just took my first rounder status and kind of just put it to the side and say, this is baseball now. There's a lot of guys coming for my job and I'm going for their job. So now it's just kind of important to play the game, not worry about my status and who I am. I'm just going out there to play baseball with these guys, and that's what I'm going to try to do. I think that sometimes, guys that drafted later, sometimes they just get it. And first rounders, maybe it takes them a while to get it. And it's just one of those things that it's kind of hard to explain, and I can't speak for everyone, but I know for me that it was just about playing baseball and I wasn't worried about anything else.
Now, in spring training, or in every league, they bring guys in to take your spot, to compete for your spot. When you go in there and there's 6 guys standing around at your position, how do you approach that?
It's one of those things that I got to look at where I'm at in my game. I can't worry about anybody else. I can't worry about coaching. I can't worry about management. I can't worry about general managers. I just got to play baseball. There's guys out there that I know they're coming for my job, and I'm going for theirs too, and that gets me fired up. It gets me to a point where I say I'm looking forward to coming to the park every day, playing this game as hard as I can, and trying to impress someone, and playing the game the right way, and just trying to get better every day and keep my ears open and just learn and just have fun.
Now, because it's so hard, has there been a time yet that you wanted to quit?
No, never. I've never wanted to quit. There's tough times, and there's no question that professional baseball is tough just because there's so many games, so many at-bats, and I think at a young age, a lot of guys get the feeling that, wow, the season's going to be over in a month, when they don't really realize that it's 5 months long, 5.5 months long, and it's playing 140, 150 games. It is wear and tear on your body, and it's hard, and sometimes, the mindset's a little different that, wow, I got to get up, I got to hit better, I got to do this, but I think the more you force things, the worse things get. And I learned that early too, and kind of last year I kind of just said, wow, I got a long season, let's grind it out and just play baseball, and I think that's kind of when it clicked for me, that it's a long season, and I'm going to get back to where I need to be pretty soon.
Now, do you read the sports pages, Baseball America, whatever he writes about you? Not
really. I don't really, I hear things, but I don't go online and check out myself. I don't need to do that, but if it's in there, that's cool and everything, but I mean, the ultimate goal for me is to make Major League Baseball. So I think if I read those things sometimes, if I did read them, then I think my head maybe gets big sometimes, or maybe it wouldn't, but I tend not to look at those things and try and fill my head with things. That's when things tend to go wrong is when you start overthinking stuff. So.
Now, what would you tell a high school kid about professional baseball that nobody told you, that you had to learn the hard way?
It's a grind. It is a grind. I think that what I can stress to young guys is that it's a long season, and the main thing is to really stay healthy. Go hard every game in between the lines when the bell rings and it's time to go. That you need to get out there and give it 100%, and don't jog fly balls out, don't jog ground balls out, because there's times when guys will make mistakes in the infield and you could get a hit when really you don't. And there's always someone watching. There's always someone in the stands, whether it's someone from another team or it's management, a rover from your team. Someone's always watching, and that's one of the things that I kind of pride myself on, is that there's always someone watching. And I go 100% on the ground ball, on the fly ball. I'm always going hard, so that's kind of what I pride myself in, and I would obviously preach that to other players as well, to go out there and play the game like you've always played it and just never give up.
Anything else about baseball that you want to share with somebody that I didn't ask you about?
Not really. I think the biggest thing is just have fun. There's a lot. This game can be really humbling, and then the next day it can take you down a couple notches at the same time, and that's kind of where you got to find yourself as a person and as a baseball player and as well as a professional. That this game has so many ups and downs, and you really want to try and stay in that even plane and not get up here and not get down here, but stay through here the whole season. And I think a lot of guys get up and then boom, something goes wrong, and then they have that big falling. And I think that's one of those things that I'm really going to work on, is trying to stay right in the middle and just trying to have fun to keep that same attitude for the whole season. That I'm right here, I'm not up, I'm not down, I'm going to stay right here. So.